Dr. Sebastian Gorka, former strategist and deputy assistant to Donald Trump. I have to say, Sebastian, good evening. Welcome to the show, by the way.
Yeah.
Me and Ash, big fans of Donald. You know, we were very sad to see him go. It left a real hole in our program to fill, didn't it, Ash?
And Pastor Mark Burns, you probably know him very well, I would have thought. He was a good mate of ours. Yeah, good mate.
Yeah, well, he comes on fairly regularly.
We should speak to him. We haven't spoken to him enough as well.
No. But is there some way you can get through to Biden before he annoys us so much that we lock him up? I mean,
Please do. James, before we get started, first things first, as my mate Mike Graham reminded me, there are few legends in British radio. As a kid who listened to my transistor under my pillow at night to Adrian Love on LBC.
Oh,
I think
gosh,
you're up
Adrian,
there.
yeah.
you're up there with the big ones, so it's an honor to be on your show, James.
Well, Sebastian, it's great to have you on the program, and I used to know Adrian, and I remember him fondly. He was his dad was a big band leader.
No, all I know is my favorite line from listening to Adrian. He said, "What would happen if I were knighted? Would that make my wife Lady Love?" I thought that was good.
Wasn't he on Radio 1 as well? Was he?
I remember from LBC.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's where he was. And he did a bit on Capital, I think, as well. But his dad, and he started, I'll tell you what he started, actually. He started the United Biscuit Factory Radio Network. Before we had commercial radio in this country.
Some of those radio presenters started there at that biscuit factory, didn't they?
Yeah. Anyway, listen, Sebastian, let's get down to this, because I am flipping fed up with this grumpy old man who, he came down the... We'll get Sebastian back as well. We can see him with great beard. There we are.
Are you there?
He comes into our country, stumbles down the steps of the aeroplane, and then starts to tell us how we should do things in Ireland.
Look, but Democrats love to do that. Remember Obama, who said, you'll have to get to the back of the line. You'll get to the back of the queue if you leave the EU. They love to. Here in the US, they're telling us, you got to stop eating red meat. You got to have the AOC electric cars, the windmills. They love to tell you what to do. As conservatives, we say, get government out of your life. Make sure that businesses aren't restricted with crazy, regulations that make it impossible. So he's just your classic machine politician. Don't forget, Sleepy Creepy Biden has been a politician for 47 years. 47 years, guys.
I know. He's tired, isn't he? He's tired. Will he last? Will he last the four? Will he last?
Didn't they actually? No, he won't.
No, I give him, before the end of the calendar year, cackling Kamala will be in there. She'll be the president, and he'll be, pushed off to the old people.
And what will happen then? What does that mean then? What's her views on things?
She doesn't have any. She is absolutely without ideology. Yeah. She is just a vicious, ruthless woman who will cave to the radicals here, like AOC, Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, and she'll do whatever she thinks will make her popular. But look at what's happened with the border. She was made the border czarina 78 days ago. We have had 190,000 illegals cross the border last month. She hasn't even been to the border yet. She's jetting off to Guatemala instead of actually checking what's happening at the southern border. It's insanity, guys.
Has it got worse since Trump left the presidency? I mean, have things got...
Well, when it comes to the border, I had the former commissioner of Customs and Border Patrol on my show today, on my radio show. He said, same time last April compared to 2021 under Biden, a 900% increase in illegals. And they want to blame the weather. And you heard Biden yesterday, global warming is back. So apparently in 1 year, we've had a 900% increase in the temperature, guys.
And the American economy is
suffering, Sebastian, this whole thing, I just need gin. This whole thing about global warming is, the planet changes. The planet continues to change.
The weather changes. And
exactly.
It was boiling today.
There is a massive influence on the weather. It's that big yellow thing in the sky called the sun. And the biggest con the left has managed to sell the world is that carbon is bad and CO2 is a pollutant. CO2 is the fuel of life. Plants need CO2 to make oxygen. I mean, you got to give it to them. It's impressive. They've made the source and fuel of life a pollutant.
But do you know the interesting thing? That's good to know. I'll use that. But Sebastian, you know the thing that kills us from the day we're born? Oxygen.
Oxygen, yeah.
If it wasn't for oxygen, seriously, oxygen.
No, because you oxidize. Humans oxidize.
Yeah, it kills you in the end.
We're rusting.
Kills you.
We're basically rusting.
Yes, we are.
We're rusting away.
I'm interested, just before we carry on.
Hey, James, don't give them ideas, because next Biden will ban oxygen. Do not give Slinky Creepy any ideas, please.
How did you end up in America? What took you to America?
I married an American woman, and we were living in Europe. We were living in Europe in a post-communist country, the land of my parents in Hungary. And I looked around me and I said, 15 years in this country, communism, you can't fix it. It's going to be generations to recover. And I'd married an American wife, and we said, let's go to the freest country in the world. And that's how I ended up in America and then eventually in the White House.
But you were brought up in Britain?
Ealing, West London. My parents escaped Hungary in the revolution.
Why wouldn't you say Britain's the freest country in the world?
Because you don't have a First Amendment and you don't have a Second Amendment. One of the reasons I left the UK is because
we can't carry a gun, Ash. We just can't carry a gun.
You can't protect your home. You don't have the castle doctrine.
Hang on. Stay there. Don't go anywhere.
He's going to get his bow and arrow now.
Just stay there. No, hang on.
His chain mail. Oh, sorry, mail. He's going to go and get his...
What is he doing?
He's going to go and get his... Because he likes to run around the forest dressed as Robin Hood.
He's an archer.
Yeah, that's right. He was the under-16 champion.
You're a bow and arrow man, right?
Bow and arrow.
Nice. I like to do medieval stuff.
We just
had
the form.
Sharp? Is that a live blade?
That's my hang on, that's my sword.
That's his sword.
All right. Okay, hold on. Don't go anywhere.
Show us your scabbard.
Don't go anywhere, guys.
Is this live radio, Ash?
I think it is. Yeah, it's live television, isn't it?
Is it always like this with James?
Yeah, well, it can be anything. Anything can happen. I mean,
yeah. You know, you can't protect your home with a gun, really.
He's got leather boots. He's got the full length thigh leather boots.
This looks like I've got
with heels.
This looks like I've got something from the West. Doesn't
I'm not
it?
even joking. He's got all these things. When I say
this is really fun. Look.
He wears all the stuff.
Here we are. Oh gosh. There.
Have you got the mail? Put the mail on.
No, that's a longbow. Look.
That's a nice traditional one. It's a traditional one, that is. Yeah.
I had that made for me.
Yeah. You were some big archery champ, weren't you, as a kid?
Well, no, it was the law that anyone over 14 had to do archery once.
Well, I know if you had to be a bowman, but he's not that old, is he?
Yeah,
he is.
He is. He legally had to do it as a boy.
Shut up. Shut up. The only thing I ever won in life ever was the under-16 archery championship of Surrey. Outside
was it
London.
A recurve? What were you using? A recurve?
Yeah, it was a recurve. This is an American flat bow.
You won Spectacle Wearer of the Year in 1987.
Oh yeah, I forgot that.
Yeah.
But this is a beautiful bow. This is mahogany and fiberglass. Lovely.
Have you ever shot a Hungarian recurve with the bow with the bone?
I've got one. I'm not going to get it out now.
You've got a bone.
What a dude! What a dude!
You know, they look lovely.
I didn't know. I didn't know traditional longbows had fiberglass in them.
Is this guy paid to co-host your show, or is he just there to take?
No, he's not. He's not. No. He doesn't go.
I'm hosting it, man. I'm in the main chair. Look.
He sits outside. He's kind of like a bloke sits on the street on his coat.
Yeah.
And then one day I said, well, why don't you come into the studio where it's nice and warm? And 20 years later, I haven't been able to get rid of him.
I've taken advantage.
But does he at least give you your cuppa? Does he bring in your taifu every 15 minutes?
No, not a thing. He does flip all the time. Not a thing. Not a thing.
It's not a good deal. Not a good deal.
No.
It is for me.
I mean, look at his hair for a start.
Yeah, well, that's
Do I have to?
The heat. That's
no,
the heat.
well, don't,
heat,
because, you know, you'd think he'd... I try and put on a shirt and a jacket. I don't go out quite as far as you, Sebastian, but, you know, I mean, you'd think he'd smarten up a little bit.
It's all right, this jacket.
He sweats a lot. Sorry, Sebastian.
All right, let's ignore
So now we know why you went to America. Yeah.
I have to say congrats to Talk Radio. You guys are crushing it.
Thanks, man.
Well, we're enjoying it, I have to tell you, and I am really pleased to be back where I started radio, the night time, and I travelled around, did lots of other things in between, but I'm glad to be back because you can actually tell it a little bit more like it is when you're
it's different
in this country.
And also, you're on radio. You're creating truly a friendship with the listener. It's a different frequency of content. I love it.
Yeah, man.
Friendship or God,
enmity. Don't go there.
Well, that, and I like a robust debate. That's the word, robust debate. Yeah. Now, listen, let's get back to this. How much of a problem is Biden going to be? Not just to the UK and America, but I see everybody's rude about Trump. Everybody says he was, he wasn't a politician. He spoke like we speak. But he did actually do some good things for America, didn't he? And nobody talks about them. Why not?
He did amazing things. He lowest unemployment for Black and Hispanic Americans since record keeping began. So that's more than 70 years. He declared war on ISIS, took the lawyers off the backs of our special forces, and we crushed the caliphate in 5 months, something that Obama said we're just going to have to live with. The economy was the strongest it had ever been, lowest unemployment in general since the 1960s. This is the guy who was going to create and start wars everywhere. He prevented it. We didn't have one new war in the 4 years.
Well, look at Israel. As soon as he left, there was trouble in Israel and Gaza.
4,000 rockets. 4,000 rockets. Yeah. And what I know for a fact is, look at what happened recently. I don't know how much you guys covered it. A couple of weeks ago, 43% of the petrol supply to the eastern seaboard in America was jacked by Russian cyber hackers. No way you affect 43% of our power supply without Vladimir Putin giving them the nod that they can do it. We haven't had lines at a petrol station since Jimmy Carter 50 years ago. This man, he's in office for a couple of weeks and it happens. Why? Because he's a clown. People laugh at him. When he's not, forgetting what day of the week it is, he's falling down the stairs on Air Force One.
So why was he elected?
Well, because Trump lost it, didn't he? Trump lost it rather than he won it.
Because of COVID. Yeah. Honestly, guys, because of COVID. They managed to scare the population witless. And on top of that, and, I don't want to get into the technicalities, we mailed out, the Democrat governors across the nation mailed out 80 million mail-in ballots. Change the law so you don't have to verify the signature of the mail-in ballot. So all kinds of hanky-panky.
Darling. What time is it there now?
7 p.m., dinner time.
Okay. Well, we should get you on the show more often then now because it's a good time to come on.
Next time I'll show you my weapon collection.
Didn't they hold back the vaccine? Didn't they hold back the vaccine, some of these companies, so Trump would get trouble? And then they did, didn't they?
Yes, exactly. It wasn't ready until he lost. How convenient.
They did that on purpose.
Hang on, what I'm thinking now, Sebastian, is America's not very democratic, is it?
Well, no.
We have serious issues. I mean, we have serious issues. If we can't fix election integrity for the election next year for the House and the Senate, we have some problems. I mean, think of this. Just, you've got to have, for a court case, motivation, opportunity. Why would a governor of a state like in Virginia, where I am, why would a governor, for the first time in the history of the Commonwealth of Virginia, say, this year, we're not going to check the signatures of the people who are voting? What is the one motivation you don't check a signature? There's only one motivation, gents. You want to cheat.
Yeah.
And it's hard to believe, but we saw it over here when they tried to overturn the Brexit.
I heard.
Yeah, exactly. The same thing happened.
I'm horrified. As somebody who grew up in the UK, I am gutted when I saw, I get the BBC, I understand, but the BBC, the Houses of Parliament, including the Lords.
And the Speaker as well, the Speaker.
17 million Brits voted. Who cares about that? That's a travesty.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Well, let me tell you this before I go. That I voted to remain, and I apologize for it every single day because I got it wrong. And I'm now a huge fan of Brexit. And I mean, I've known Nigel Farage for many, many years, and we used to talk about this a lot. I am so glad we're out. And what the European Union, it's not a union, it's a European empire. They are building an empire. Exactly.
It's a confidence trip.
And if Biden comes over here and starts giving those Remainers a little bit of hope that we may join up again, we won't. I tell you
never happening. I tell you right now, as a guy who was born in the UK, spent 15 years in Central Europe, the EU, it's on a death spiral. Next, it'll be the Poles. Next, it'll be the Italians. That socialist super state, that undemocratic, faceless bureaucracy in Brussels and Strasbourg, they are at death's door, and it begins with the Brits, of course. God bless you guys.
That's why they're lashing out.
Thank you very much
One more
indeed.
thing. Will Trump stand again, Sebastian?
I saw him on Tuesday in Trump Tower. I went to New York. The week before I saw him, I said on my radio show, I give it a 95% chance. After I saw him on Tuesday, 100% chance he's running. And if Biden keeps tanking the economy, he's going to stroll straight back into the White House.